Hello everyone, my name is Desen and today I'm gonna show you my first video talking about my DevBlog, talking about my first game that I want to make here in Unreal Engine 4 about zombies. So probably if you watch sometime High School of the Dead, that is important, right? The zombies. What I mean is that in that anime, these zombies just hear, can see, they just move if they hear something, and that's it. That is a quite important point to my game because I want to make it that system. Right, so the first point that I want to notice here is that I'm quite new with this engine and I want to show you in each week blog a bit about how I make it, why I make it like that, and the result that is making. Right, so let's begin. The first other thing to point out is that if you try to think everything like a whole, you won't be able to make it. It's quite hard and quite overwhelming. So the easiest way is make it simple as stupid, and that's what I did. The first point was that I could make noise and this zombie could hear that noise. So I did two things. On my third person character blueprint, I add a pound noise emitter, and on my zombie and AI perception, I make the dominant sense AI sense hearing, and I add a hearing confirmation to 2000. All values that refers to this instance in Unreal Engine 4 are set in centimeters. So 2000 mean 20 meters, right? So with that clear, let's continue. The next thing was that my character could make that noise on each step. So I go to my room animation and I set two events, left foot and right foot, right? So once there, I set a blueprint that was when I make a step, when you run, send a notify to my third person character where I set a custom event called notify step noises, right? So once there, on my third person character blueprint, I set when that event is called, that it when it walk, make a noise and noise location where my actor is it. One thing important here is that Unreal Engine make two difference. One is make noise, and the other one is play sound. When you play a sound, that sound doesn't make a noise. So a sound can't be heard by noise sensing. So if you want to report a sound, you have to be report noise even, and that will be similar to make noise. I don't know why they make that kind of different thing, but it's what is it? The good point and the good one is make noise. So I want to clear that point. That the other thing is loudness. Loudness is a 100% value. So 0 is 0, 100%. That means is my loudness is 1 and my IR perception is 20 meters. That means as soon as I was in 20 meters, that zombie will hear me. But if my loudness is 0.5, will be 10 with the half. If it's 0.1, the 10% will be 2. That's another thing. The next thing was once that zombie hear me, let's make the next thing. So as soon as that zombie perceives something, I want to ask him, is that a hearing stimulus? If it's a hearing stimulus, I want to change a bool that is here something, because I am hearing something. Then save that value, like target location, and set a boolean that means that I was hearing something. So why I make this? Well, you are watching Get Blackboard. Yeah, I make a behavior tree. A behavior tree is a way that UE4 has that make multiple solutions to easy tasks, because if you don't make this, will be a huge blueprint and will be quite chaotic. So this is how I set it. As soon as that zombie hear me, I want to change his speed to 100 and move to that location. Then clear that key is here something, because I want to go that I wasn't hearing anything that I was hearing before. So I will move to that point and then clear I wasn't hearing. Why I make this? Well, once you enter to the AI perception, that zombie hear you, and you decide to go away of that range, and this zombie don't hear, he have to save that last point to go where he last time hear you. So let's make an example. So press play, and that zombie hear me, and I go away. He will stop where. Oh, let's make a fast change. Let's make to 10 meters. Easier, 5 meters. Right? Will be easier and faster. So he hear me, and he will stop where the last point he hear me. So if I go out of his range, he will stop where he hear me. So the next thing that I made was let me change this again to. The next thing that I made was, if I wasn't hearing anything and I don't hear anything, I want to sleep at a random time. This is quite easy to do. It's just a random integer with two values, that is the minimum and the maximum sleep time, and just connect it to a delay to wait. So that zombie will sleep to a time, and then will change his speed to 40 slower, and will move to a random location. Remember that radius is 7 meters because it's in centimeters, and then we'll move to that point. That's easy. I don't do anything more. So for example, is a press play. He is sleeping, as we can see here. He is sleeping, and as soon as he stops sleeping, he moves to a random point, wandering around. So these zombies will move. I don't know where, but they will move around the map, wandering. But if he hear me, as you see, let me Okay? If he hear me, he will move to my point, and if he can't hear me anymore, he will save that point as you see here. I will go to the last point where he saw me. Right. So what's the next thing? Well, I want to do several things about it, and I want to make that I could walk faster, run, and sprint. If I am on each of these states, it will be easier to hear me or harder. So what I make is could walk, sprint, fast walk, or run. So the first thing that I made was a numerator called mobile inputs that is an array with description and display name, quite easy, and it's a run, walk, fast walk, and a sprint. Then I go to my third person and create two new inputs. Presenting inputs, and create a walk input and a sprint. Alt to walk and left shift to sprint. Quite easy. Then I go to my third person character and set two booleans that were asking if I was walking or I was sprinting. So let's make an example that you will understand everything else. So if I press walk, it will set is it walking, but I will ask him I was sprinting too. If I will sprinting too, I will be doing fast walk, but if I don't pressing sprint, I just want to walk. Next example, if when I release walk, is walking will be false. Then I will ask him I was sprinting. If I was, that means that I want to sprint, but if I'm not sprinting, that means that I want to run. Just I set a different enum. So once I set a different enum, I create a function. That function is called change mobility mode. What he made is he received that input and switch on everything. So if I was running, I would change my walk speed to 375. If I want to walk, 40. If I want to fast walk, 70. And if I want to sprint, 500. Right? So let's test it. First let's test event graph and then the other. So something else, I said that begin play set run because like is said in this default project you start sprinting, so I don't want that start sprinting, I want to start running. So as soon as I begin play or possess or whatever you choose, event you choose, move to run. So let's check it. Set map, I press play and set third person right here. So I press alt, so I walk. If I press alt and shift, I will be doing fast walk, but if I release alt, I will be sprinting. There you go. And if I release sprint, I will be just running. There it is. That's all the combination that you have to do to really accomplish it. The next thing, if you want to see this change mobility graph, it's quite easy. Just move when I said each one. If I'm running, if I'm sprinting, move to sprint, fast walk, walk, and running. Quite easy. So what I want to do to next week, I will like first of all if I do something like, I don't know, walking to him or sprinting, he can't hear me because I only set the wrong animation. So that's a point that I want to solve first. So it's the same point, save the point, go to the noise point, and so on. So what I want to make do will be that if he hear me walking, I want to be harder to hear me. So I mean, I have to be closer to report that noise to the zombie. So if I'm running, will be 100% of his perception, but if I'm doing a fast walk, will be a probability, a chance to activate them and call his attention. So that's one thing that I want to do on the next week. I would like to do also I would like to do multiple surface and make an event that will be, maybe you are I don't know, walking between in a grass floor, and you want to break something and call his attention to move and watch you for a while, but he didn't hear you again. Just was a alarm event, like make that tension. I would like to do also something about weapons. I would like to create a really realistic game in which a map don't mark your position, and where your weapons don't tell you how much ammo you have. Maybe you have go 2 bullets and you are over, or you don't know, so you have to count by yourself like in real life. So to end up, I want to make a finish point. What I want to show you is this, where I said I think 165 zombies, and I want to I show you how this work. Everything is let's see, maybe it's an error. Let me check. Yep, there's an error here. I want to tell you about this error because it's quite common. So the point is that sometimes if you don't build, you won't, the nav mesh won't work. So make sure you build before, and then build them. Alright, so if I press P, now I can see my nav mesh working. And I don't know, apply. Right, only if press play, now they are wandering around. So they hear me, everyone come to chase me. I found a bug here that I don't know exactly how to fix it, but I would like to get some ideas because I'm not sure about how to make it. The bug is the next one. If I start running. Right, and I move away his range, this will happen. If I say press 8, he will stack in a position like this. So if I set behavior tree, you will see what is happening. This one maybe reach the point, but the others no. So what is happening here is that everyone want to get that point. So they stack everything in the same point, like, I don't know, a bit weird. Maybe it's fun, but until something call them, they won't change. Like, I mean, if I don't say them, no, come on, come here, they won't move. So that's a point really looking at there. They are still getting stuck right here, and nobody set that position. Maybe this one is wondering, see, because this one get that position, but the other one are trying to get that position. So that's the big data find, and that's everything. Hope you like. Press like button, subscribe, and I hope see you in the next week talking about my next steps on this project. Hope you like it. Comment what you think about it. And yeah, my pronunciation is like, I don't know, a bit hell, but I have to try it. So I hope to see you in the next video.